Hi guys! I hope you are all having an incredible day so far. Happy Monday, of course. Hello 911, how are you? Agni, what is up? Zarisha, Ghost Wolf. I was just watching an astral projection video from Universe Inside your YouTube channel hours ago. Oh, that's amazing! Perfect timing. Thank you guys so much for joining and coming to hang out with me. So I do have a cool announcement. I have officially launched the podcast. It is called To Lucidity and Beyond. And you should be able to find it pretty much wherever you watch podcasts. I just got it kind of finished and up and going today. I am working on the first episode, so that should be up soon. I will also be posting it on here if you want to watch the video version of the podcast. It will be available on this YouTube channel. So I am very, very, very excited. I have been waiting to start this podcast for a little bit, as you guys know. So I am very ready to go. Let's see. Am I blurry on your guys' end, or is it good? It shows a little bit blurry on my end. Hopefully it's not. Hello, Cypher. How is it going? So good to see you guys. Jason, how are you? Yay! So yes, you can look forward to that podcast. Keep in mind that I am taking submissions for your guys' experiences. This is dreaming related, out-of-body experience related, any sort of cool experience that you can't really explain or something that kind of fits this channel. I want you guys to tell me about it because I'll be talking about it on the podcast. So you guys can submit that. Let me go ahead and get the link for you guys because that is going to be one of the main segments in my podcast, is kind of reviewing your guys' dream stories, giving you advice. You can also submit like questions and stuff like that. So let me get the experiences link. Okay, and you should be able to find this on my link tree as well. But this is the link to submit your experiences for the channel and the podcast. So I would love to get some submissions in, some more submissions in, so we can kind of chat about it. Let's see. So, yep, there it is. And then you should be able to, of course, access it through the link tree as well. As you guys can see, this is titled Dream Talks. So this is kind of going to be like a new little segment on the channel. It's going to be similar to the YouTube live streams that we've done before, but it's going to be based around a specific topic, and I want to hear what you guys so I want to hear what you guys think, and if you have any questions related around this topic today. So it's all about transforming our lives. This could be becoming happier, becoming more confident. This could be regarding making more money, starting your business, enhancing your creativity, and transforming your life in whatever way that looks for you. Maybe you're working on making a big move. Maybe you're about to be a van life traveler, Jason, and starting your business at the same time. Lots of exciting things. Whatever you guys are working towards and moving towards in life, this is a way where we can really kind of kickstart that process and go above and beyond for ourselves. And by the way, the podcast is also going to be about all this as well. That's why I titled it To Lucidity and Beyond, because we're going to be talking about everything lucidity related, but also beyond that. So personal development, spiritual development, and maybe even intuitive business development if you guys are working on doing something creative for yourself and kind of creating a new identity. So yeah, I'm very excited for that podcast. And again, you should be able to watch it pretty much anywhere. And then the video version will be on here. Yes. Yes. There's going to be lots of dream work, lots of content coming, and I don't know if you guys saw, but I also do have a video coming out tomorrow on how you can re-enter your dreams, because I know so many of us have had dreams that we wish did not end, right? And you don't actually have to just wake up and go about your day and wish that you could have that dream again. It's actually easier to go back into a dream if you just come out of it. So I wouldn't be like, oh, that dream was so cool. I'll try to get back in that dream tomorrow or later tonight. I would try, if you have time, of course, right as you wake up from the dream. I'd say that's the most efficient way to re-enter a dream. Eric, how's it going? How's it going? Yes, lucid dreaming is useful for so many things. I don't even know if we have time to talk about it all in one live stream. But yes, the never-ending dream, and this is called dream chaining. You can call it whatever you want, but it pretty much is like chaining dreams. But with dream chaining, you can also just keep. It doesn't have to just be the same dream. You can go back into several dream cycles without having to experience that same exact dream that you've had. But if you wake up directly from a dream, you're most likely in REM sleep, so you have a good chance of going back into the dream state if you wake up and you just came out of a dream. That is most likely telling you that you are still in REM sleep. And of course, REM happens at the last half of our dream or our sleep cycle. So you can still dream and get lucid during the first half, but they won't probably be as vivid, they probably won't be as long, and yeah, the REM stages are a lot shorter than if you tried during the last half of your sleeping cycle. Clever Fox, how's it going? So good to see you. So that is why it is best to try working with your dreams in the later half. First half, deep sleep, last half, REM sleep. So when it comes, oh, I've been thinking about how to go back into a dream. Well, then this is perfect, right? What a synchronicity. So yeah, that is the video. Tomorrow I'm just giving you guys one main way to do that, the way that I do that. And, you know, we've touched on some of it before, so it's going to be easy for you guys to implement, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. It should be premiering at 11 a.m. tomorrow, I believe. So you guys will actually be able to watch that together. If you've never joined a premiere before, when it premieres, a lot of the time I'm in the chat as well, and you can watch the video live as it releases with all of the other dreamers in the community. So that one will be premiering 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow, I believe, Mountain Standard Time. So yes, so this topic, as you can probably see by the thumbnail, is about transforming or changing your life. Again, we've talked about this could be making more money, this could be making a move, this could be becoming more confident, this could be healing from either a negative experience or trauma or whatever it is. But the way to do this is really to look at your inner self. And there's lots of different ways that we can do that, and we're going to touch on a few different ways. If you really want to see what's going on in your life, not only should you look at your dreams, but also get comfortable with observing your inner self. Our feelings are directly connected to our intuition. You might think something and it's not true, but if you feel something, it's true to the body, and there's something with every single feeling. So we want to get really intelligent with the feelings that we are feeling in our body. And it's not just like, oh, I'm feeling anxious or happy. Like, there are ways where we can actually identify very specific emotions and trace them back to specific thoughts that we had, specific things that we didn't even know that triggered us, and be able to heal and work with them right then and there so we can release it. We don't have to hold on to negative emotions. If you're feeling anxious, you probably shouldn't just put on a TV show and try to forget about it. It's the same kind of rule with shadow work. If something uncomfortable comes up, there's a disturbance inside, and you kind of suppress it, you're not able to express it. So what happens? It doesn't go away. It gets stored inside the body, and then it can come out in your dreams. And we have dreams when we are ready to integrate a certain energy, and this is why we have recurring nightmares. If we avoid the nightmare, if we try to wake up and not think about the nightmare or that experience, sometimes we will notice it comes up again and again and again. It's because it is trapped in the body. We were not able to express the emotions or the feelings with that specific situation, and so it's literally trapped. Think of your body as like a bottle or something. When we're feeling something, what happens if you just hold a cap over the bottle? Does it go away? Does it go outside of the bottle and disappear? No, it's stuck in the bottle, but we can only fit so much in a glass or a bottle, right? That's how our energy works. We only have a specific energy that we can use, that we can give, and that we can keep within us as well. Exactly. Like pushing a ball underwater. Exactly. And our dreams are a really good guide for this. So notice what you're dreaming of right now. Notice what feelings are coming up. What emotions have been the most present in your dreams? I would love to hear from you guys about that. Do you celebrate Christmas? I do celebrate Christmas with Chance's family, probably not like the traditional way that people do. It's actually traditionally a pagan holiday, and so I definitely add my own little magic and make it my own thing, but we do celebrate it with Chance's family. What I love about how they celebrate Christmas is it's not just like traditional Christmas dinners and stuff, it's like a lot of just appetizers, snacks, sweets, finger foods. We just play different games, we just chill, and we're just comfy, and we just kind of do what we want to do. There's no rule to it, which I love. So we go there to celebrate, and then we also celebrate here with our little family, me, Juno, and Chance. So yes, I'm going to show you guys something that's going to help you be able to identify what you're feeling, your emotions, and I'm talking about this in my container that I'm running right now called the Astral Project. This is a 12-month course where we meet every single Tuesday for an entire year. There's a 24/7 group chat. We're covering everything related to out-of-body experiences, dreaming, personal development, manifesting money, mind management, neuroplasticity, so reprogramming and rewiring our brain. We're covering all of that. So I'm going to give you guys a little tool that I have been using in there with my family, my little family in the program, and we will see what you guys think about it. What do you think about hatred? Do you think it can go away or disappear from something or someone you love? Well, first, that's a feeling, right? And every feeling has a thought attached to it. So it really depends what the thought is saying and why that's there. I mean, if something horrible happened to you, of course you're going to feel that way. And first we have to realize that we need to remove the shame for whatever we're feeling, because we're obviously feeling it for a reason. If you felt hatred, you obviously felt betrayed in some way, and you're allowed to feel that way. I think we need to remove the shame with how we're feeling, know that it's okay, but also look at what's causing that feeling, because so often it's a thought that's causing that feeling, and the thought could be true or it could not be true. It could be a meaning that we're giving it, or it could be regarding the actual circumstance. But a lot of the time when we feel something, it's because of the thought that's attached to it. Now, I've talked about the thoughts that we have create the feelings that we have, right? And the feelings we feel in our body, that's going to determine what we do or we don't do, right? That's going to determine our actions. And depending on what we do or don't do, that's going to determine our results. So if we start feeling better after, or what we, whatever it is, so it all stems from our thoughts. And if we can change the way we think about a situation, we can change the way we feel about a situation. And I definitely know what you're saying. I have definitely felt this, especially with some of the things that, happens to us when we're growing up or during our childhood or with specific family members or friends. It's normal to feel that way, and you're feeling that way for a reason. So I want you guys to know that our feelings don't lie. Our feelings don't lie, but our thoughts can. Just because we have a thought doesn't mean it's true. It just means that we're perceiving something in a specific way that's creating a feeling in our body. So never try to ignore your feelings. It's useless trying to think that your feelings are wrong, because that's not going to make them go away. That's creating a new thought. That's creating shame around that feeling. And now you've just added shame onto whatever you're feeling. So the first thing is to identify the emotion that you're actually feeling. Yes, hatred can totally be dissolved. We can change every single feeling in our body. If you can forgive someone for doing something completely horrible to you or betraying you, right, you can really do that anyway. But keep in mind, forgiveness is not about the other person either. Forgiveness is really just freeing yourself from the shackles that person had on you, or whatever, or that situation had on you. So forgiveness is really for the self. It has nothing to do with the other person. You can forgive somebody and never talk to them again. It has nothing to do with the role that they play in your life. It has nothing to do with it. So you can definitely, you can totally dissolve hatred. For sure. You can totally dissolve emotions at the same way that we would create new emotions in our body. But in order to dissolve something, we need to allow it to express itself and to be released. Because we can't get rid of hatred that we feel, or whatever emotion it is, if we're just pushing it down, like the water bottle analogy, right? Hello, how is it going? So good to see you again. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something that should help you. Let me see. Let me pull up Try to make sure this is big enough. Okay. Perfect. Now let me see if I can share this with you. Let me actually put this here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so now a lot of the time when we feel something, it's usually like, oh, I'm sad, or I'm mad, or I am happy, or whatever it is. I would pull up the emotions wheel. As you can see, this is the wheel of human emotion. Now, there are so many on here that we don't even think of, right? And if we're wanting to fully feel a feeling, let it work its way through us and kind of release it, we need to be able to work with the feeling in particular and be able to identify what feeling we're having. So let's say that you're feeling like you just feel either anxious or scared, you're not sure. You just have a really intense feeling in your body. You'll start in the very middle and you'll look at these immediate feelings. Okay, what feeling am I closest to? Is it anger? Is it fear? Is it love? Is it joy? Is it surprise, or is it sadness? Let's say it's anger. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely feeling angry. Now you can see that it branches out into these emotions. Okay, so am I feeling more rage, exasperated, irritable, envy, or disgust? Let's say that you're feeling irritable. That feels like it rings the truest for you. Now you can see under irritable, there's two main emotions. There's annoyed and there's aggravated. Now let's say that you feel annoyed. Okay, now it just went from I have an uncomfortable feeling in my body and I don't know what it is and I don't know what it's telling me to, okay, I realize that this is the emotion that feels the truest to me. I feel annoyed. Now you're going to be able to ask yourself some questions. Okay, well, why do I feel annoyed? What is coming up for me that makes me feel this way? What happened recently that made me feel annoyed? Now, most of the time, you're going to be able to identify what that is because these emotions are so specific. It really, really helps you identify the situation, the thing that someone said, like what created the disturbance inside. Once you identify the emotion, you're going to allow yourself to completely feel that in your body. So now that you have the emotion, the main emotion, you're going to allow yourself to completely feel that fully. You're not going to try to stop yourself from feeling it. You're going to allow yourself to feel it. And this is the way that we can move past emotions. So the first step is to close your eyes. Let's say that you're working with the feeling annoyed, right? You're tuning into that feeling and you're going to ask yourself some questions. Okay, the feeling of being annoyed. You're going to start scanning your body and notice how the feeling of annoyance affects you in particular. So you start with the top of your head. Maybe you have slight pressure on your head. Maybe you feel a little bit pressure in your neck. Maybe you clench your jaw when you're annoyed. You feel that. You're going to totally become aware of your body and tell your body, I'm listening. You can talk to me. I'm here to listen. What's going on? This is pretty much what this does. So you're going to work your way down to shoulders. Notice how it feels. Notice how it affects you. You're going to work your way all the way down, taking time at each point to really become aware. For me, I hold it in my chest, like heavier emotions. I hold it in my chest and my belly for sure. So obviously I'm going to become aware of what each part of my body feels like as I work down to my legs, my ankles, my toes. And now you're going to ask yourself, where do I hold this feeling the most? Where do I hold this feeling the most? Now, you're going to feel an area that's heavier than the other, right? You're going to notice a feeling you're going to notice somewhere in your body where it's heavier than the other. For me, again, it's my chest and belly. Now you're going to ask yourself, okay, what color is this emotion? If I could name this emotion, what color would this be? Now, for me, I would say it's like an orange color, like a bright orange. Belly, got it, perfect. And when you're feeling it, like in the moment, you're going to ask yourself what color it is. Is it hot or is it cold? Is it hard or soft? And does it move around or is it stationary? Interesting. Yeah. And what now think about this. You've taken one feeling in the body of, oh, I feel uncomfortable, it feels chaotic, I don't know what's happening, and now you've created so much clarity on that emotion, almost like it has a whole personality now. And it was always there. We just aren't taught to tune into it and to feel when this happens, right? So now that you've identified the emotion, you're going to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and surrender to it. You're not going to fight it. You're not going to resist it. You're not going to try to think it away. You're going to allow it to feel what you need to feel. You're going to allow it to completely express itself through you. And you will notice that emotions will come up, maybe thoughts will come up. And this is what happens when you give your body the time to feel. And once you surrender, to soften your heart, you're going to notice that this feeling moves through you and you can let it go. And this will change it from feeling like you have to hold on. This will take away the feeling of holding on to a grudge. And this will prevent you from this feeling coming up again and again because you allowed it some time to express itself and really identify the specific qualities. So that is how we feel a feeling, and that is how we integrate and kind of heal from whatever we're feeling and really create some intuitive awareness in the body. And the more aware you become of your body, the more your body is going to trust you, and you can now use your feelings as a direct connection to your intuition. So it's a great way to create a deeper relationship with the self, to create a deeper relationship with the body, and to also heighten your awareness of how you're feeling, what's going on. And again, this will play important roles in your life. I mean, think about how many times you said, oh, I have a bad feeling, or oh, I feel like I shouldn't do this. Practicing feeling a feeling in this way is really going to help build up that intelligent, intuitive source inside of yourself that's always there. So I hope that helped. Let me see. Hello, I've been trying to go lucid since September. It's so hard. I haven't even made progress. I keep journals and do reality checks. What is wrong? So where do you think that you are stuck? Are you stuck with remembering your dreams? Tell me a little bit about that. Where do you feel you are stuck with that? I had my first lucid dream this morning. I was flying at warp speed into an ocean of weird shit. Oh my gosh! And you just had your out-of-body experience. That is so amazing, Caitlin. Wow. There were like eyes in the vast ocean and I flew straight over it. Isn't it the best feeling? Oh my gosh. Good evening, my queen. I want to say thank you. Since I have been lucid dreaming, at last I've solved many of my conflicts. Oh, that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for joining with us. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I love, love, love hearing about all of this. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, Caitlin, I don't know if you heard, but I actually I'm starting a podcast called To Lucidity and Beyond, and one of the segments in that podcast, I am having you guys submit your stories, your lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences, whatever type of experience you want to share. This is the link if you would like to submit that. You can either submit an audio of it or you can type it out. And I will be reviewing and reading these experiences either on my YouTube channel or on my podcast, and we'll be able to talk about it. I'll be able to give you guys advice or tips, whatever it is, depending on your experience, and we'll just be able to have an open conversation about it. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, let me see. Submit your experiences here, and then we'll go ahead and pin that. There we go. There we go. So let me know if you guys end up using that. Oh, sweet. Thank you so much for sharing. That's so cool. It's the most surreal feeling, right? It's so incredible to have those experiences within the dream. So we've covered a little bit about creating intuition in the body, and that really does tie in with what we were talking about, because when we are feeling a certain way, it is usually because there is something that we need to deal with that maybe we didn't even know was a problem. But if you're listening to your feelings, if you're practicing feeling a feeling, you'll be able to get really intelligent information on what it is that caused the disturbance inside and how to release and integrate it. You can also use this feelings wheel for finding what your go-to feeling is. So your go-to feeling is really the feeling that you want to feel on a day-to-day basis. And once you know what that feeling is, you can start to find things and find thoughts that create that feeling in your body so you can work from flow state more often. So I would definitely use the feelings wheel. You can just type in feelings or emotions wheel on Google and just pull up a picture. You can even, they even have some on Amazon that you can literally print out or get shipped to you. I'm sure you can print them out too. And then you can just kind of hang it up and use it when you are practicing working with your feelings in that way. Yeah, like as my awareness was increasing, I flew faster and faster at the same time. It was like my raised awareness correlated with the speed. It was weird, right? And that's just the fun parts of dreaming. Like once you get into the deeper work, the personal development, talking to internal archetypes within the dream, manifesting, physical healing, using neuroplasticity to reprogram your brain from the dream, meeting your spirit guides, talking to loved ones who have passed away. Like there is so much that you can do within the lucid dream state. So I love that you had that experience. That was probably one of my first experiences as well, flying, and it definitely feels so real. To the brain, it is real. That's why we start to notice more like vivid feelings and sensations as we go throughout the dream, because the more that we're in the dream, the brain's like, oh, this must be a real experience, so let me actually take more time to put more energy into this experience so I can experience it fully. Yeah. Yep, you're just getting started. There's so much more that we'll be able to dive into. That's my one of my first experiences with really working with lucid dreaming was using the placebo effect to heal my incurable stomach issues, and I got off 8 medications just from dream practice. So you can really do anything with this. I stand by that, and I'm really excited to share more about that story on my podcast. I think that'll be the second episode. The first one's just going to be kind of like an introduction type thing. Mystic, I feel like where I'm stuck is whenever I'm in the dream, I don't know how to get conscious that I'm dreaming and get fully alert. Help, I want to become more conscious when next I'm dreaming. All right. I got you. We're going to solve this right now. So, by the way, if you want sparkling water on tap, you need to get a soda stream. I have kombucha on tap, I have sparkling water on tap, and it is the best thing ever. Anyways. Oh, thank you. Yes, I definitely want to make a more detailed video, and I have done a few videos on the healing one, but I'm going to make it like a whole podcast episode. And then, yeah, if you guys have questions or anything, I would definitely love to have like a segment where I can actually answer your guys' questions. I might take calls too. Like you can actually set up a little mini call center through Google. I think it's like Google Voice or something. I can actually take incoming calls on my podcast if I want, and actually talk to you guys and be like, all right, what's your conundrum? Let me know. What do we need to solve in your life, in your dream world today? So I'm very excited to see where this podcast takes us, and we're just going to start it. We're just going to go. And then if there's something you guys want to see, or like, oh, I wish there was a way that, you know, we can ask these questions or whatever, we'll just roll with it. All right. So your question is, you don't know how to get conscious that you're dreaming and get fully alert while you are in the dream. So good news for you. There's nothing differently that you have to do within your dreams. You're dreaming. Hopefully you're writing down your dream recall or your dream in your dream journal every single day. That's going to naturally build up dream recall. The chat thing didn't let me chat weird. I had to re-upload your YouTube. Oh, wait, what? You had to re-upload my YouTube video. What does that mean? Oh, okay, interesting. So when it comes to changing how we act in the dream, what we're doing is we need to change how we act in waking life. The reason is because our dreams they stem from habits. So let's say that you spend a lot of time at work in waking life, you're probably going to dream of work a lot. So we can start to use this to our advantage. First thing is, I hope that you're writing down your dreams, because what you dream about can actually help you get lucid. Hello, Lucid Links, how are you? So these are called dream signs. So for example, what I dream of the most that doesn't really apply to my waking life, that's going to be a dream sign. So for example, I dream of being in school a lot, but I'm not in school in waking life. So that is a dream sign. It's a sign that I'm dreaming. So now I can start to actually do things in the waking state to help me become more conscious of the things that I'm dreaming about. one question, so what if I don't get dream recalls every day? Do you write down your dreams every day? Do you practice writing down your dreams every day? Because we might not remember dreams every day, but we need to still write in our dream journal every day. Because our dream journal is just a memory building tool. This will help you get lucid more over time the more you use it. So even if you don't remember anything, you should pick up your dream journal first thing in the morning, write the date and the time, and then just say, I didn't remember anything, or no recall, or I don't remember my dreams, or whatever it was. That's going to show your brain it is a priority to remember your dreams, and you're going to notice your dream recall increase the more you use your dream journal consecutively. Okay, so that's perfect. You don't have to remember your dreams every single day, but the more that you remember them, that's obviously helpful. Keep in mind, if anybody smokes weed, smokes cannabis, drinks a lot, maybe takes certain medications that may suppress REM sleep, that's going to affect how often you dream. So keep that in mind as well. So if you're doing all of the things, you're practicing writing in your dream journal, you're doing all the things, but you're not remembering your dreams, it might be because of cannabis, alcohol, or some medications that suppress your REM sleep. So there's two ways that you can do this. There's two ways you can get conscious in your dreams. Well, there's a few, but I'm going to narrow it down to the two main ones that I use. Looking at your dreams, what you dream about, noticing what you dream about most, and creating awareness around that during the day. So for example, I dream that I'm in school a lot. So anytime I'm out in the world in waking life, I'm driving around, walking around, whatever, maybe I even see a picture of a school online, I'm going to ask myself if I could be dreaming, and how do I know that I'm not dreaming? Because anytime I interact with school, I'm going to train myself, school equals ask myself if I'm dreaming. Creating that habit in waking life is going to naturally create that habit the next time you dream of a school. So you're creating associations in your brain. So the next time you actually dream of a school, you're more likely to remember it's a dream sign and check if you're dreaming. So also, the way to consistently experience lucid dreams with no matter what you dream of, say that you don't really have a specific dream sign, you want to create consistent awareness throughout the day. Like I have yeah, I'm wearing it. I have a bracelet that says, I don't know if you guys can see that. Not really. Oh yeah, kind of. It says, are you dreaming on it? Anytime I look down at this bracelet, which I just did, so I should probably check if I'm dreaming. Anytime I look down at this bracelet, I will check if I'm dreaming. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see this. That little sign up there says, check if you're dreaming. So I have that there to remind me to check if I'm dreaming. And then you can set up triggers around your house. So like anytime I get a new sparkling water, maybe I check if I'm dreaming. Maybe every time I have a dog, so this might be a little crazy, but every time I hear a dog bark, check if I'm dreaming. He doesn't really bark, actually. He's a very good boy. But you see what I'm saying? Like we want to create habits and create more awareness throughout the day so we can kind of catch ourselves within the dream state asking these same exact questions. So however we want to dream, we should start to be in waking life, because that's going to kind of merge the two worlds together, if that makes sense. And I mean, think about it, like why don't we all lucid dream every single night? Well, probably because most of the time we all assume that we're awake. We think it's silly to ask if we're dreaming. You know, people aren't trained to do that. They're like, of course I'm awake, like, look around, I can see, I can feel, I can hear. Okay, well, you can also do that in like lucid dreams, regular dreams, out-of-body experiences. Like, that doesn't really define what's real and what's not. So we have to start using our critical mind more, because that's going to help us be more critical in our dreams. Now this, yes, yep, you have to. And also, if you are ever nervous to reality check around people, then you're probably going to be nervous to reality check around people within your dreams. So keep that in mind. Let's say that your dream self is like a dog that you are training in your waking life. Whatever you do in the waking life, that dog is going to do. Your dream self is going to do eventually, right? With practice and with consistency. So you need to model the kind of person you want to be in your dreams by doing that while you're awake. That is going to allow that to transfer to the dream state. What's up, Troy? Magazine podcast girl. So good to see you, Troy, and congratulations on your podcast too. We're gonna be podcast buddies. I'm really excited. Ooh, well, I hope you have great. I have to do the dishes after this actually, but I'm gonna make a bomb breakfast sandwich today. I'm pretty excited. But that's the way to merge the two worlds. We don't want to see them as separate worlds because that automatically creates more separation. We want to be able to find a way to merge these two realities together. We want to be able to learn from the dream states from our dream self, but we also want the dream self, those dream states, to be able to learn and model what we're doing in waking life. So this is the way to consistently create lucidity, is to not see them as two separate things and to use what's in your dreams in waking life and allow what you use in waking life and what you do in waking life to be able to transfer to your dreams. So I hope that that makes sense, but that is the best way to consistently lucid dream. So you don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. every single night. You don't have to try to induce sleep paralysis or like time all of your REM periods. It's important to know when you're in REM sleep. That's going to help you with several things, including just having more energy in waking life. But also, we want to make this as easy as possible to the brain, because the brain has 3 jobs. And this also might be why some people have a hard time remembering their dreams. The brain has 3 jobs: to seek pleasure, reduce pain, and to be efficient. If your brain isn't getting pleasure from something you're doing, if it thinks something is a painful activity or a task, or it doesn't think it's efficient for you to do it, so you're not really getting anything out of it, your brain is going to try to keep you away from it. Oh, you shouldn't write your dreams down. You got a headache. Oh, it's a waste of time. You think those are your thoughts. No, it's thoughts that you are being fed from your brain because of how you feel about the specific task you're doing. This is why if you want to start working out, but you dread it in your mind and you have thoughts that tell you, oh, I don't need to work out, I don't have time, I feel tired, I don't want to, your brain's going to think, oh, this is actually for your survival. This is actually creating a pain point for you. So I'm going to do everything so I can support this so you don't have to work out. You want to get good at associating what you want to do with good thoughts and feelings. So this is why when you're dream journaling, if you're saying, oh, it's a waste of time, I don't like to write, my dreams aren't even exciting anyways, I didn't even dream last night, I don't even need to write down my dreams, the more you give your brain the more information you give your brain of why you don't need to do something or why you shouldn't do something, even though that's something you want to do, the more you're going to have feelings in your body that actually keep you away from it. Because again, the thoughts that we have influence the feelings that we feel, and the feelings we feel in the body influence our actions, our inactions, and then the ways in which we act or don't act influence our results. So your thoughts directly stem, or your results directly stem from your thoughts. So when it comes to dream journaling, you want to give yourself reasons why you want to dream, why you want to work with your dreams, why lucid dreaming is important to you, why it is important to use it every single day. And now you're giving your brain a whole new narrative. It's like, oh, this actually creates pleasure, this reduces pain actually by doing this, and it's efficient to work with my dreams because of all these things that we get from it. It's like your brain is a dog that you're trying to train. So you want to be able to allow it to see another side, allow it to see another narrative that's actually going to support where you want to go within your dream practice. So keep that in mind: association, thoughts, feelings, actions. But also, when it comes to consistently lucid dreaming, like a lot of people say, 555, make a wish. They don't say that. It's actually 555 right now. But a lot of people say, oh, reality checks are dumb. Reality checks take too much time. They're stupid. I know that I'm awake. Okay, well, if you knew that you were awake, how come you don't know you're awake when you're dreaming? Obviously, they're for a reason, right? So we have to almost put ourselves in the perspective of our dreaming self. It's like, if I was dreaming right now, how would I look at the world? What questions would I ask? And what are things that I would do that I wouldn't normally do if I knew for sure I was awake? You want to make yourself feel like you could be dreaming at any time, because it's true. And if you really ingrain that new belief of I can be dreaming at any moment, and I don't know unless I check, you're automatically going to carry that new belief into the dream. And that's how we can start to create consistency with realizing when we're dreaming. So that is really how we can start to merge the two worlds and start to really get somewhere within our lucid dreams. I also have several videos on reality checks in particular, if you've never heard of them, and videos just titled anything around like realizing you're dreaming. It's probably in the beginners playlist. I have several playlists on my channel. I would look through that one because that's where I do talk about reality checking the most. But it doesn't have to be a physical task all the time. It can be a way of seeing the world. It can be a way of moving around the world. And the reason why this works is because when we become critical and we become aware of our sense of self and our surroundings, that's using the part of our brain that's called the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of our brain that's associated with our sense of self and our critical thinking in particular. And when we use this more throughout the day, creates a habit, right? We start to habitually think through that lens more. And so now we're habitually going to activate the prefrontal cortex more when we're sleeping. And if it activates when we're dreaming, what happens? Your sense of self, think about it. When you're using your prefrontal cortex, your sense of self turns on. It stemmed from the way you're thinking. So that automatically means it's going to create lucidity. Prefrontal cortex means lucidity. If you are tuned into your sense of self, your surroundings, where you are, who you are, what's going on, and asking yourself some critical questions, that's naturally going to happen in the dream eventually, but you have to make it a habit. You can't just do that once a day, right? Because that means you may do it within the dream, but it might just be once, or maybe it won't even be enough that it won't even show up in your dreams. You really want to see your dream self as like a dog that you're training by the person you are in waking life, by the habits that you build in waking life. I remember every single detail of my dreams since I was just a kid. Nowadays I can remember them better. Thank you. Of course. And yeah, I have dreams from my childhood that I remember like they were yesterday. And some dreams do that. And if you practice writing your dreams down and working with your dreams, every dream will feel that way. You know why? Because when you go back and read in your dream journal, you'll get through the first line and be able to be like, oh, I remember that dream. It will actually feel like a real life memory that you've had in waking life. That's a way to not only build your dream memory, but to really make it really, really vivid. And really be able to store it where all your other memories are. And this is why sometimes people are like, was that actually a dream? Or did that actually happen? But it can be extremely useful to do that. And writing your dreams down will allow you to screen capture every dream that you've had and revisit it anytime. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. So that video is specifically on 3 types of reality checks that you can do in public. I know some people don't want to check if they're dreaming in public by counting their fingers, jumping around, doing all these things that we usually can do in our house. So if you're that person who's a little bit nervous to do reality checks in public, that is the video to check out. And then I do have a few other ones on reality checking in particular. Thanks so much for posting that, Eric. You are the best, really. Let's see. I've noticed some things happen in dreams that are similar to waking life and sometimes they're not. Yeah, and this is really the act of merging these two worlds together, really using them simultaneously. They don't have to be separate. We're living pretty much 2 lives, but they can be in really deep connection with one another. Hi, I'm new to the lucid dreaming world. I am more interested in being aware or lucid in deep sleep. Can you give tips on how to go about that? So it would be practicing liminal dreaming and remaining conscious as you fall into different sleep states. So the more we can practice becoming aware and anchoring our conscious awareness into sleep, the more we can carry through several different sleep states. So this is actually called sleep yoga. Dream yoga is really working with your lucid dreams, mostly anyways, and really, really making it a spiritual practice and evolving your mind, really. But that's a whole topic for another day. But when you hear dream yoga, that's really about lucid dreaming and certain practices that you do while lucid. Sleep yoga really is mostly about becoming conscious in other states of sleep, not just REM sleep, but deep sleep as well, light sleep, deep sleep, and we can become conscious in any state of sleep because altered states of consciousness is a spectrum. And just like we have certain really powerful experiences in a lucid dream, we can actually have those as well in deep sleep. It won't be dream sleep, right? But there will be lots of different sensations, lots of different things that happen within different deep sleep or different sleep states that maybe don't happen within like lucid dreaming, for example. So the way to do this is to practice liminal dreaming. Liminal dreaming is on the cusp of sleep, so liminal literally means like in between, and what this is in between wakefulness and in between sleep. So as you're falling asleep, maybe you're taking a nap on the couch, right? You can hear the entire room around you, but you're in a really deep state with your eyes closed. You can anchor your awareness by staying just a little bit conscious, and you will be able to carry that conscious awareness into sleep and into the dream state, so into REM, but also past REM as well into deep sleep. This obviously takes a lot of practice, so I would start with just falling, when you go to bed, just seeing how long you can maintain awareness for, how long you can maintain conscious awareness. So it's called the hypnagogic state if you are falling into sleep. We also enter this on our way out of sleep, and this is called the hypnopompic state or hypnopompia. But the hypnagogic state and the hypnopompic state are the liminal states of consciousness, so you can call them the liminal states or hypnagogic or hypnagogia and hypnopompia, depending on if you're falling asleep or waking up. And that's where we can harness awareness and practice keeping our mind awake as our body falls asleep. Now, this is something you can do nightly as well. Just see how long you can stay conscious as you carry yourself into sleep. What do you notice that you start to see? Do you see colors and flashes of light and dream images? This is also where you will start to your thoughts kind of get all jumbled up. I know some people try to count, like for their techniques. Let's say you're trying to keep yourself awake, right? And you start to count, like, okay, I'm going to count to 100. Maybe you get to like 70, and then all of a sudden you're like forgetting the number you were on, and your mind's starting to trail off. That shows you're entering a deeper state because your subconscious mind is kind of opening and your conscious mind is kind of closing, and things are kind of feeling a little bit confusing. You're like kind of getting in a weird, trippy state. That's the most important time to try to stay conscious, because that shows that you are going into sleep, you are falling into sleep, right? And the more you practice this, the more you'll be able to anchor your awareness into several sleep states, and just different states that we can experience even if you're not asleep. And what's cool about this, hypnopom-pom cheerleader is always sleepy. That is honestly the best thing I've ever heard, Eric. I've never heard of that before, and that is that is amazing. And usually, what I was going to say is usually our mind falls asleep before our body, right? But we're really switching it around. We're wanting our body to fall asleep before our mind, which is possible. If you relax, if you let yourself go through the process of sleep, you will notice that you actually start to enter states that you aren't familiar with. And this is because you've practiced maintaining that awareness for long enough where you actually start to see yourself going through the different phases of sleep. I also saw Lucid Links. You said, I had sleep paralysis earlier today and I was gasping for breath. The reason why that was happening is because when we are in sleep paralysis, that's when our body's asleep. And sleep paralysis is really a symptom of REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep. Why does our body get paralyzed during dreaming sleep? It's so we don't act out our dreams. It's really a protection mechanism. And there's certain things that we experience during sleep that don't happen when we're awake. For example, our diaphragm starts to kind of naturally collapse because we actually don't need to take in as much air when we are sleeping. So our diaphragm kind of relaxes, our muscles kind of relax, and for our conscious mind, it makes us feel like we're not able to breathe. But your body does that 5 to 6 times a night. It goes through this process 5 to 6 times a night. We're just usually not aware of that process. And so when we become conscious of an unconscious process, it can make the brain nervous, like, oh my God, what is happening? This is also why when people experience sleep paralysis, you can dream in your physical environment. It's not like someone's actually in your room. It's not like someone's actually calling your name or you're shutting your door or whatever. I hear that a lot. That's why I mentioned that, because when I'm in sleep paralysis, I hear like my closet door opening, closing, like over and over. It's not that that's actually happening. It's not that there's someone actually there, but it's because my body's asleep as I'm dreaming, but I'm conscious of it, right? Like, and when you're in sleep paralysis while you're awake, you're not in a regular dream, you're dreaming in your environment. So it's like split, like you're conscious and you're in your room, but your mind is also dreaming at the same time. So this is why we can sometimes have like hallucinations of people next to our bed, or seeing like random stuff in your room that wasn't there before. Hearing people call your name, hearing music, all of that. You're literally in such a deep state. You're in the in-between state. This is also the state where you can induce out-of-body experiences because you're kind of separate from your body, right? You're not fully awake and you're not fully asleep, totally tuned out of what's happening in your physical environment. You can take advantage of your body being asleep and kind of shut down for the night, but your mind's still awake. So you can actually separate your mind from your body. You can separate your awareness, what you perceive, from your body. So when you're in sleep paralysis, there's nothing to be scared of, but your body does work differently than what you're used to. We're not used to becoming, we're not used to being conscious of that unconscious process, but it's good to know, just completely relax. You can induce a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience directly from this state. But also, let's say that you're just freaked out, or you just want to go to sleep and you don't want to have sleep paralysis anymore, okay? What you can do is, first of all, when we're in sleep paralysis, we're paralyzed, right? But there's two things that are not paralyzed: your eyes and your respiratory system. Obviously, you can still breathe when you're in sleep paralysis. So to wake your body up, you obviously need to let your body know that you're awake, because the only reason we experience sleep paralysis when we're awake is because our body thinks that we're asleep. So we just need to tell our body that we're awake. Obviously, we can't like scream for help, which wouldn't really do too much. It'd probably just create more, since it's a thought responsive state, just like a dream or an out-of-body experience, it'd probably just create more dream imagery that scares you if you're in the state of fear. So just try to relax. You can also think about something that creates laughter, like something humorous, something that creates gratitude in your body, someone you love. You can do that to kind of change your experience. Or if you want to get out of sleep paralysis, you want to make like a hissing sound with your diaphragm. So it's just going to be you're just going to create an S sound, and you can feel your diaphragm slightly moving in, right? You can feel your diaphragm slightly collapsing when you do that. That's going to be enough to wake up the body, because you're now able to move a part of your body that you can actually use during sleep paralysis, and that's going to be the most effective way to wake yourself up. So just try making a hissing sound or like an S sound, and you'll be able to kind of wake yourself up out of sleep paralysis. See, that looks great on you, and your hair looks wonderful too. Thank you. I appreciate it. My hair is so long, I finally found a way to wear my hair in a ponytail, and it also makes my hair a little bit shorter, which is great. I've been just flipping my the ponytails up like through itself. Kind of cool. So thank you. Yeah, it's definitely made it easier to wear my hair down. Yes, yeah, that is kind of what it's like. Yeah, and dream yoga is a huge part of like Tibetan Buddhism. It's really a spiritual practice within the dream state. And a lot of the time within dream yoga, they can kind of collapse the dream just with their mind and build it up again. And it really helps you with being able to not only manage your emotions and have control within your mind. A lot of us feel like our minds are the boss of us, right? So this is kind of a really cool practice that we can do within the lucid dreams to kind of build that muscle of will a little bit more. And so it can be a very spiritual practice doing these things. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. Now, when it comes to the title of this thumbnail, it's titled something like transform your life, your external world, you transform your internal world. And really that's just looking at where you desire to be and using the dream states to help you with that. Because whatever, if you ever want to know what's going on inside your mind, right, just look to your dreams. There's so much information that our dreams show us that we could use to better our lives. And I believe that every part of our dreams means something. Every symbol means something. And the more that we look at it that way with curiosity and wonder, the more we're going to actually be able to do with it. And I think that that's a great philosophy to live by for the waking state as well. If you can see everything as an aspect of you, as an archetype of you, and see how everything kind of relates to you and how you can use it to better yourself, I mean, you're going to be unstoppable, right? I always use this analogy, like if you're lucid dreaming and you're at a coffee shop or something and the person in front of you was like really rude and nasty to you, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, I can't believe he treated me like that or whatever. Because you know you're lucid dreaming, you wouldn't take it personally. You'd probably ask like, I wonder what he represents. I wonder what I wonder what he kind of means to me. And I think that if we learn to do that in waking life too, you know, then we'll become unstoppable, because now it's like we're really bridging the gap between the dream world and this one, and we're really able to merge both states together and live by that same philosophy. How we move within the dream state, we should also move that same way when we're awake, and this, I think, is a really powerful way to evolve personally and also spiritually. So yes, I definitely recommend finding a way to merge those two states together, because it's a lifestyle. It's not just something you do at night. And if it was, then we wouldn't have ways to really enhance our practice or influence our practice when we're awake. It really is just another part of ourselves. The dream state is really an extension of ourselves, and it's not something that's separate. That is you. That is you. And you can learn from that version of yourself, but also that version of yourself can learn from you while you're awake. And that's why we can take information and take practices from our dream states, but we can also see that our dream self starts to adapt to practices that we have when we're awake. It's something that's fluid, it's mutable, it's moving. It's those two states are really a dance with one another. So if you're wanting to transform your external life, the key is to transform your internal self. You really can't change your outer life if you're not changing your internal self, because you'd have the same thoughts, you'd have the same beliefs, the same perceptions, the same feelings, you take the same actions, you would do everything the same way. You can't change your outer life if your internal self is the same. You change from energy first. And even Einstein talks about this. I mean, E equals mc squared. What does that mean? It means basically that energy is interchangeable with matter, right? And thoughts, feelings, beliefs, emotions, dreams, that's energy. Matter is our circumstances, our physical results that are tangible, that we can actually touch. And if they're interchangeable, that really means that they're one and the same. So E equals mc squared really means that it starts from an energetic place first, but whatever's going on energetically within can actually be transferred into the external state, and we can use that to transform our lives. So really, this is shown through all of time in tons of different texts and stuff. I feel like they're just said in different ways with different terminology and stuff, but really the key to your freedom is by freeing yourself from the shackles of the person that you thought that you were. If you can unlearn that, then you can create a whole new world for yourself on the inside and the outside. This is truly such a beautiful practice. This can be used to evolve spiritually, personally, and even if you just wanted to use this, I call it like dream therapy, because I really do believe that lucid dreaming is like dream therapy. That I hardly ever have surface level talks with people, especially in like my community, my clients, all of that. It's hardly ever surface level when it comes to dreaming experiences we have. There's always a deeper meaning, there's always a deeper philosophy, there's always something that we can learn, there's always something that may be triggering us even potentially. But what is a trigger? It's an activation, really. That's what I like to say. If there's something that triggers something within you, it's not like, oh, that person triggered me, or this dream triggered me. Change the word triggered to activated. See how that changes the energy, because I promise you that will allow you to completely, again, it's all thought. Like the thoughts that we use in particular, our brain is going to use that to solidify its own narrative on something. So if you say, oh, this person is triggering me, all of a sudden your brain will get very defensive. You'll kind of shut down, right? Because it sees that as a threat to your survival. But if you just change the word, it's still true, but if you just change the word to, this person activated me, all of a sudden now it opens you up and creates a bigger potential of like, oh, what did they activate within me? And that allows you to actually take control to change. So triggered is like putting the blame on someone and something else. You have nothing to do with it. You're stuck here. You're hopeless, right? And then activated, it's like it gives you your power back, and it opens you to actually learning something from the experience. So it's all about the words, especially. Like we even when it comes to something we say we want to do or we have to do. If you say you have to do it, you're going to notice there's resistance. Like sometimes I say that in my business. Okay, I have to go live Monday. And then all of a sudden, maybe I'm a little bit behind on something I'm doing. Maybe it's a little bit frantic. If I just change the word to I want to go live, all of a sudden now it feels open. It feels creative. I feel excited. And you can also use this with like a new experience that you're scared to do. Let's say that you're scared, right? You're scared to start a podcast. You're scared to give a talk on something. Maybe like doing a TED talk or something. Who knows? You can still be scared, right? That's normal. I mean, especially if it's something you've never done before. Of course you're going to be scared. Anybody in that position would be. There's nothing wrong with you. But try saying I'm excited and see how that changes it. I promise you, you're gonna experience a change. So go from I'm scared to do this, or I have fear, to I'm excited, and then give yourself a reason why you're actually excited. You'll feel yourself open up. This is why change does not take months. Change does not take months or years. It's just the little things we gotta tweak, like how we're saying things to ourselves, the specific words that we're using. They will really, really, really lead everything, I promise you. Because like exactly what I said with the thoughts, the specific words and the thoughts that you have, that's going to directly influence the feelings in your body. And let's say that something makes you feel a really negative way, switch the words around. And if you guys need help, like I do this in my containers, I work with people one-on-one on this, like all the time. There's so much work that I do around mind management and stuff, because that's really like a really fast track to changing the things that we want to transform, and even building habits, breaking habits, like anything. Like just notice how tweaking a couple words to something that's still true, you're just changing the words, is automatically going to create a whole different feeling in your body. And then again, because thoughts influence our feelings, feelings influence our actions, the actions we take or don't take get us our results. So really our results stem from our thoughts. That will change all the results you're getting, all of the ways that you're feeling in your body, and all of the things you do or don't do, I promise you. So truly, this is the way to transform our lives. It doesn't have to be hard, right? We just weren't taught this way. So it can be so much easier than we were taught. Oh, Troy, I love you. Oh my god, there are so many interesting things in lucid dreaming world that I think I'll have to meditate a lot to process all the information I've got lately. Yeah, go in the state, go in the liminal state, integrate it, and after I have a new experience or something, or even after I read a good book, I will go and just lay down and I will just kind of meditate or just go into the liminal state, and that allows you to integrate new information. It allows your brain to kind of process it. So if you ever learn something really, really, something really deep that's such a new concept to your brain, take a nap after or something. Allow it to kind of sink in. Can you influence reality? I guess I'm saying too. Yeah, because reality and emotional state is one and the same. So we have direct influence of our reality because we are the creator of that, and it stems from the energetic place that we're working from. So again, energy is interchangeable with matter. So what happens on the outside, it starts from here. And we just talked about how our thoughts and our feelings really influence our actions, and that's what gets our results. So we can manifest anything in the entire world if we manage our thoughts around it. So yeah. I look glowy? Well, that maybe it's the meds. I was watching a video on the fifth dimension. What do you think about the Matrix? Not the movie, of course. I definitely think we're in the Matrix, but I think that you can't get out of it unless you realize that you're in it, and it's not like I'm referring to a computer simulation. I totally believe that is possible. I mean, it makes sense. But I think when it comes to freeing yourself of the Matrix, it's really freeing yourself from the programming of who people told you that you were, who you thought that you were, the things that you thought that you have to do to be successful or be a good person. I think Matrix is programming. I really do believe that that's kind of the basis of how I use it in my life. I wonder what playing one of your playlists on lucid dreaming while listening to the sleep music while sleeping would do for a person. Oh my gosh. Dreamception. If you do that, you'll have to let me know. I have had somebody fall asleep to like one of my podcasts or something, but not my podcast. I haven't started that yet. One of my live videos. And I did appear in their dreams and say, hey, did you know that you're dreaming right now? And that seems to happen a lot. So if I'm appearing in your dreams, that makes me really happy because I'm just doing doing the work in both states, okay? But yeah, with your question, the matrix, I think that it really comes down to the programming we have, the beliefs, and who we think we are, and how we think we have to live. You know, even if you weren't kidding, I hear that all the time. So either way, it's totally chill. I hope I'm doing work in the dream state unconsciously. What's the most extreme change to reality you've had from your experience? That's a really difficult question. Because they've all been really extreme in their own ways. Like, one of them could be like starting my business at 23, being told I'm developing stomach cancer and then it just disappearing, and going to get an endoscopy and everything just being fine from dream practice, being a very damaged, anxious, wounded child to doing what I do now. That's a huge difference. I mean, there's so many different categories. Like extreme change to reality, like 10 things pop up in my head, but I mean, those are some pretty huge ones. The change I had after my near-death experience was pretty crazy. So yeah, there's a lot. So I guess if you're not programmed, you're more aware of the matrix. Yeah. If you don't think there's a matrix, then you're in it. But I think if you realize that everything is kind of simulated, but you also have control, direct control of the life that you live, that frees you from it. Because I've talked to so many, I've triggered some people that have wanted to work with me, and they are set in their beliefs that, no, this is good, this is bad, this is not debatable, I have no control over this person made me feel this way and I can't do anything about it. They are giving away their power, and I challenge that belief, and it triggers people sometimes. So I would say, yeah, if you are really stuck in certain programming or certain things that you believe to be fact when they're actually just a meaning that you're giving it, I'd say that that's what kind of triggers people a lot. When's the last time you've done mushrooms? I can't talk too much about this because I live in a state where that's not legal. That's why I also can't talk about cannabis a lot. I have to kind of separate myself from those topics, and just talk about experiences I've had, because I live in a state where cannabis and mushrooms and all of that is not legal. But I have done mushrooms several times. I have done LSD several times. I have done DMT. Obviously I've smoked cannabis. But I will say that I use it for deep spiritual growth, spiritual practices, and I've never had a bad trip in my entire life. And I really just think it's the way that I set up the space, the environment, the way that I think about it, how I prepare for the session, post a psychedelic session. I've walked people through psychedelic experiences, and I will be doing that in Washington as well, because I think there's so much magic that we can get from it. But yes, I definitely have experience with all of that. It is comfortable. It is. Look at this. It has a great hood too. It's Seek Discomfort merge. If you're part of the Yes fam, Yes Theory fam, you already know what's up. Project Iceman, fucking banger, okay? Yes. If you know, you know. Have you ever been arrested for being too good looking? I have. Oh my gosh. Tell me about that. That sounds like a cool wild experience. Bad trips are the best learning experiences. Absolutely, but also I think that, I mean, there's so many reasons why people have a bad trip. The environment's wrong. There's too many people. They're around people they don't trust. The music isn't right. You know, like every single thing will affect your ability to have a good experience. You need to be around people you trust. You need to not be too overstimulated or overwhelmed. You need to have the environment set up to serve however you think you are going to feel. If you get creative, if you get tired, if you just want to relax, if you need to calm down, like, you want to have the setting, the environment set up to serve you in whatever way you feel, because you can't predict how you're gonna feel, what you want to do, you know, like when you're using psychedelics. You gotta prepare beforehand. I don't think people should just be like, fuck it, and just do it. I really think that they've got to think about it a little bit more. It's like a ceremony that you're experiencing, you know? So I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. And also, people aren't willing to face their shadow. Sometimes all of that isn't all fine and dandy. You know why? Because being a human isn't all fine and dandy. We have shit that we haven't been willing to face, and you bet it's gonna come up. And you're gonna have to surrender to it and let it speak to you, because it's just like shadow work. If we deny it, suppress it, disown it, anything that creates guilt or shame, it's not leaving, it's not going anywhere. We're bottling it down. And so when you take these substances, or these mind expanding substances, it literally helps you purge everything that has been in the unconscious. You become conscious of the unconscious. So if you're not willing to sit with yourself, to sit with disturbance, to sit with discomfort, you can't move past it. And I don't recommend that you take that. Satanic music, what even does that sound like? Sounds pretty cool. Someone told me when you smoke, you lose an organ in your mouth. Have you heard of anything like that? No. I have not. Huh. Weird. Yeah. I don't know, man. I've those machine elves, I have no idea. I can't face Battlefield 2042 again, though. You got this, man. We just talked about it. Don't say you can't face it, because you can. If you say you can't do something, your brain will automatically believe you, because it believes the exact narrative we give it. So you have to be like, hell yeah, I can do it. Hell yeah, I can do it. And give yourself a reason why you're excited for it. Oh, Terrence Spaghetto, okay. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, trying to think of what that sounds like music-wise. I was like, sounds like a Santa's workshop. I don't know. Of course. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. I hope that this was helpful, guys. I really hope this was helpful. Again, we stream every Monday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you're interested in working with me, I have a ton of classes that I offer. I have a whole series that I just got done doing. There's 12 total classes. There's something on everything: dream symbolism, getting lucid, building awareness, working with the inner child, with shadow work, using the placebo effect, working with nightmares, so many. And I give you stuff to work with regarding all of that in the waking state, but also the dream state. And then, of course, I do one-on-one mentorships regarding everything we talk about on this channel and more. I do business development work, YouTube channel growth stuff, building passive income. Like, I really feel I am a multi-passionate person who likes to work in multiple areas, and I am here to support you wherever you guys kind of need regarding that. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I am getting my website built, like literally right now. So all my stuff's going to be there. I'm going to have cool videos on there. You'll be able to see my podcast on there. Maybe I can get my shops on there. I don't know. But I'm getting my website built right now. And I'm working on an ebook right now. And I just started a podcast today. So, I'm just saying, some cool stuff's happening. And also, if you need some lucid dreaming, astral projection, binaural beats, meditation, sleep music to sleep to every single night, I got you on that as well. Daily uploads on my second channel. So check that out. It's called Lucid Mystic Sleep Music. It's also pinned in my this channel. Just scroll to the very bottom. You'll be able to see it. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I have a video coming out tomorrow on this channel on how to re-enter your dreams. We all know. You don't have to tell me. We all know you've had a dream that you wish didn't end. Whatever that means to you. I don't know. But I know you have. And I know you're trying to get back to that dream. And I got you. Sounds like an ad or like a commercial. Have you ever? No, but I that is the video that is premiering tomorrow. It is 6:30 p.m. over here. I am Mountain Standard Time. So yeah. Oh yeah, you were. So I guess believe in letting go of fear can, like, believe of something you want to manifest. So yeah, we want to release the fear, because when we fear something, it's lack of trust. But also, you want to know what you're thinking and feeling about that thing. And also, we've also talked about reality shifting, where, let's say my Washington self, I want to move to Washington. How does my Washington self think, feel, talk? What time does she wake up in the morning? What food does she eat? You know, I want to be able to adapt that version of myself, that personality into the now, and that's how we can shift realities. Because again, if you stay the exact same, you can't have a different reality. You got to be willing to change. So you can use the person you aspire to be that's living the exact life you want, and you can take on their traits, their thoughts, their beliefs, their actions, their little habits, how they dress, how they walk, how they talk, all the things, and you will notice your reality start to shift. And this is what Napoleon Hill talks about, Neville Goddard talks about, James Murphy, Joseph Murphy, all the things, okay? So yes, there's so many things we can talk about on this topic, but those are the things I would definitely start with. So, I love you guys. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hanging out with me. Also, I do have a Patreon if any of you are interested in exclusive content. We also do live streams every Monday for Patreon. We just did a painting one. Actually, that was kind of fun. You guys also get free classes and breathwork sessions for becoming a Patreon, even for $5 a month. So I'm gonna post that right there, just in case you guys want to check it out. But again, everything's on my link tree. That is basically all of my resources, so you can find all of that there. I hope my Patreon's on there. Pretty sure. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Thanks again for joining, and I will see you next Monday. Make sure to check out the video tomorrow and tonight on both channels. I hope you guys have an incredible, incredible night. And as always, I'm sending you endless love and endless lucidity. Bye, family. I love you. Thank you, Eric. You're the best. I love you so much. Bye, guys.